politically correct.
Yes, councilwoman at large. Well, my position will be to represent every single citizen in Plainfield. There are 7 council seats and 4 wards in the city. Each ward has their own council person, and they're joint positions. So 1st and 4th ward council have a joint council person, and 2nd and 3rd has a joint council person. The 7th position is council at large, which represents, as I said, all 4 wards of the city.
Okay. Have you taken the time out or visit some of the schools and talk to some of the young people and things? Can you share with us?
Yes, I love to talk about the youth. As I said, I really have a passion for the kids in Plainfield. I have a mentoring program that some friends and I started a couple of years ago. It's called Youth Exposure.
Okay.
And we mentor middle school kids who attend Hubbard and Maxon. We're based here in Plainfield. I have been in the schools. I've talked to teachers, counselors, children, their parents, and I have heard what their concerns are. And A Mapp and I have discussed what these concerns are. Certainly they are about the activities that are available to our youth, keeping positive activities available because that's where their energy will go if it's available. We've talked about safety concerns. So the good thing about Plainfield is that there are many people who want to see a change, and I'm hoping that on June 3rd people will go out and vote for change.
Well, that's wonderful. We have spent, my church What's Happening Now, we spent time down at Plainfield YMCA. Have you ever visited the Plainfield YMCA?
Yes, I have.
They remodeled the whole place here recently.
Heard, yes.
And we had a woman on, I can't remember her name, on the Town Talk show, talked about foster kids and the importance of adopting and foster caring. Can you elaborate at all on the foster kids or the importance
Well,
of
I can tell you that my family has a history of working with foster children, taking foster kids into their home. My mom's side of the family have several aunts who do this. And so I see that there is a need there for people to step in, not just for babies, which is what I hear a lot, but for teenagers, 13, 14, 15-year-olds, and they want parents too, they want homes too.
Yes.
And so, the community needs to reach out to them. Now, here in Plainfield, when we have any children who need a foster home, certainly that needs to be made a priority.
Sure.
I hope that by now the citizens of Plainfield recognize how much I care about the children here, and that includes children who need foster homes. And certainly, if there is any way that the city can get involved from the officials, representatives level, to make sure that the foster children in Plainfield are being taken care of, that should happen.
I guess all in all, Plainfield is still a beautiful community. You can grow anything here. I know I threw a watermelon seed by accident over one of my neighbor's lawn, and next year, well, the watermelon grew, But and it was just by accident. I didn't do it. I didn't purposely do it. So I guess you're proud to run for the city, for the council at large, and I believe that you would do a wonderful job. Okay, we're going to bring Adrian up at this time. Bring both of you guys so y'all can close out together. Okay, you guys look good on camera, so hopefully we can take this to office. Adrian, at this time, how can you improve the quality of life? How can you both improve the quality of life for the residents in the neighborhood, and the neighbors at Plainfield?
We can improve the quality of life for every resident of this city by addressing all of the needs. We must find ways to make sure that homeowners take care of their properties, that our property maintenance codes are enforced. We have to make sure that people cut their lawns, that they pick up the trash, and that they don't litter. We have to make sure that we put more police officers on foot patrols throughout every neighborhood in the city of Plainfield, throughout our downtown area. These are some of the things that we can do to make sure that the quality of life for all of our residents is improved and enhanced, because it is that quality of life that people look forward to. And anything that we can do to improve it,
You know, I'm happy that you mentioned, and I've heard you mention earlier about the littering, you know, in the city of Plainfield, and it kind of bothered me a lot that that there is litter around, and we do have people that pick up. You know, we have the garbage man that come twice a week with the cleaners, the streets cleaning machine. But it is important that we emphasize that right there, that it is very important to pick up your litter. You know, it's strange to have a $400,000 house and walk outside the litter on the ground waiting for the garbage man to pick it up. So that's a very important thing. Let me ask you, Annie, what would your vision be in terms of improvement? Because we basically summon this this thing up at this moment. What would be your vision of improvement in the city of Plainfield?
Well, I mean, I've spoken before about Plainfield having great potential, and I think that the key to having improvement in this city is communication, quality communication between the residents and the officials, and officials who are proactive in solving the problems that are here. A Plainfield that has reached its full potential will be clean. It will be enticing to investors, both business investors and people who would like to live here. It will be safe for our youth. It will be a place where youth feel comfortable in going out and getting involved in positive activities. And it will be a place where people can come together and walk down in a beautiful downtown and just say, I'm proud to be a citizen here. I'm proud to be a Plainfielder.
Okay, well, this right here would be the last question for both of you. Since you are the councilwoman at large, I'm going to ask you this first. What is your thoughts on the Muhlenberg situation, on the closing of Muhlenberg Hospital?
Well, Adrian and I put out a piece on what we think should be done with Muhlenberg, and I'll let him speak on that. But I'd like to talk about the emotional impact that the closing of the hospital will have here. Muhlenberg has been here for 130 years, and it has impacted so many lives. As I mentioned before, I have 4 brothers and sisters that were all born right there in the hospital. I broke my arm once, I went to the hospital. You know, I had a sick grandfather, and he spent his last weeks there with some wonderful caring nurses. And so it will be very sad to see such a special place go if that does happen. But what I do want to say is that it is never too late to hope that something will change, and we've seen this city come together and fight this situation. And unfortunately, this is something that perhaps could have not even been an issue if we had more proactive